Gentlemen, what if I told you that the constant pressure in your lower belly, the sleepless nights running back and forth to the bathroom, and the slow fade of your energy are not an unavoidable part of getting older? What if there's one simple natural food that can begin shrinking an inflamed prostate in as little as 18 hours? I'm not talking about another prescription or some risky procedure. I'm talking about something you can pick up at any grocery store. Something you may have enjoyed for years without realizing it holds the power to change your daily life. My name is Dr. Elena. For more than 30 years as a professor of urology and men's health specialist, I've sat across from thousands of men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, and watched them reclaim their freedom, their comfort, and their vitality. I've seen them do it not by adding more pills to the cabinet, but by making small strategic changes that allow the body to heal itself. Here's the part that still surprises many of my patients. This fruit works not just on your prostate, but on your heart, your brain, your circulation. It calms inflammation, restores healthy flow, and supports the strength every man deserves to keep. The medical journals confirm it. But because no one can patent a piece of fruit, you rarely hear about it. Big pharmaceutical companies can't profit from you eating watermelon or kiwi, so this information stays buried while men continue to suffer needlessly. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal 5 powerful fruits that can protect and restore your prostate, including the one I've seen work in under a single day. Stay with me because the way you eat them matters just as much as which ones you choose. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. And once you've heard what I have to share today, drop a 1 in the comments if it helped you, or a 0 if you think I can make it even better. Citrus fruits, the inflammation fighter. When I think about citrus fruits, I'm reminded of the bright scent of a freshly peeled orange or the sharp taste of lemon in water. These simple pleasures hold healing power most men have never considered. Citrus fruits like lemons, oranges, and grapefruits are loaded with bioflavonoids, particularly hesperidin and naringin. These antioxidants fight oxidative stress in the prostate tissue. Oxidative stress is a silent saboteur that inflames and damages cells, keeping your prostate swollen and irritated. Bioflavonoids help quiet that inflammation, allowing the prostate to return to a healthier size. Then there's vitamin C. In men over 60, it supports collagen production in your blood vessels, keeping them flexible. When blood vessels lose flexibility, they create pressure in the pelvic area, pressing against your prostate and making symptoms worse. By strengthening those vessels and improving blood flow, vitamin C helps relieve that pressure, making it easier to urinate and reducing nighttime bathroom trips. I remember one man in his late 60s who was waking up 4 or 5 times each night. He'd stopped playing golf because he was simply too tired. We started him on a simple ritual: half a lemon squeezed into warm water each morning. Within 2 weeks, he was only getting up once or twice a night and felt more rested than he had in years. Citrus also boosts nitric oxide production, a molecule that relaxes and widens blood vessels, improving circulation to your pelvic region. Better circulation means healthier tissue function and supports other aspects of male vitality. Beyond the prostate, citrus strengthens your immune system, promotes healthy skin by supporting collagen, and aids digestion by stimulating bile flow and reducing bloating. To make citrus part of your daily life, start simple. Begin your morning with warm lemon water, about half a lemon in 8 ounces of warm water. Drink it slowly, letting it wake up your system. If you're sensitive to acidity, start with a smaller amount and gradually increase it. And always rinse your mouth afterward to protect your teeth from the acid. From there, you can add orange slices to your breakfast, snack on grapefruit in the afternoon, or use lime to season your meals. These small daily doses add up, delivering a steady stream of anti-inflammatory power to your body. What I appreciate most about citrus is how accessible it is. You don't have to search for it in specialty stores, and you don't need expensive supplements. It's a whole natural food that's been healing people for centuries. Citrus is not a magic bullet on its own. It's the start of a chain reaction. By reducing inflammation and improving circulation, it sets the stage for other nutrients to work even more effectively. Think of it as preparing the ground before planting seeds. Once your body is in a less inflamed, better circulated state, other powerful foods can step in to provide even more targeted support. Kiwi, the antioxidant powerhouse. Kiwi has always fascinated me. Slicing into that fuzzy brown skin to reveal bright emerald flesh feels like uncovering hidden treasure. But kiwi is far more than a treat. It's one of the most overlooked therapeutic foods for men's health. I remember Charles, a 71-year-old retired firefighter who came to me frustrated and worn down. The constant urgency to urinate, the weak stream, and the pelvic pressure had turned simple pleasures like fishing trips with his grandson into exhausting ordeals. He tried medications, but the side effects left him dizzy and fatigued. "Doc, I'm tired of trading one problem for another," he told me. That's when I suggested adding kiwi to his daily routine, not as a supplement, but as a fresh, whole food. He raised an eyebrow, probably thinking I'd lost my mind, but he trusted me enough to give it a try. Kiwi is packed with vitamin C, more than an orange, which acts as a shield against oxidative stress in prostate tissue. Oxidative stress is like a slow-burning fire, damaging cells and triggering the release of inflammatory compounds that keep the prostate swollen. By flooding your system with antioxidants, kiwi helps put out that fire. But vitamin C isn't working alone here. Kiwi also delivers vitamin E, potassium, and polyphenols, each of which plays a role in calming inflammation and supporting overall cell health. One of kiwi's unique gifts is an enzyme called actinidin. Poor digestion allows gut toxins to seep into the bloodstream, triggering systemic inflammation, including in the prostate. Actinidin breaks down proteins more efficiently, reducing this toxic buildup and easing inflammation. Research shows kiwi consumption reduces C-reactive protein and interleukin-6, two inflammatory markers linked to prostate swelling. For Charles, the change was noticeable within weeks. His urgency lessened, his sleep improved, and by month's end, he was back on the boat without constantly scanning for the nearest restroom. Kiwi's natural serotonin precursors improve sleep quality, crucial for healing. Its potassium supports heart health by regulating blood pressure. Incorporating kiwi into your diet is simple. Eat one medium kiwi in the morning, preferably on an empty stomach when your body is primed to absorb nutrients. You can slice it and eat it with a spoon, add it to a smoothie with other anti-inflammatory fruits, or even blend it into your citrus water for an extra kick of flavor and nutrition. If the texture of the skin bothers you, peel it. But know that the skin contains valuable fiber and antioxidants, so keep it on if you can. What I love most about recommending kiwi is that it's gentle yet powerful. It doesn't overwhelm the system, and allergic reactions are rare. It's an easy, accessible fruit that can be found in nearly every grocery store, and it works quietly, building its benefits day after day. I've seen it help men who were convinced they'd never find relief without another prescription. And for those willing to be consistent, the payoff is real. Less inflammation, better flow, deeper sleep, and more energy to do the things they love. Cherries, the sleep restorer. Cherries evoke nostalgia for me. Warm summer afternoons, deep red juice staining your fingertips. But beneath that memory lies impressive healing potential for the prostate, especially for restoring urinary flow and helping you sleep through the night. I'll never forget Harold, a 74-year-old retired engineer who hadn't slept more than 2 hours at a time in years. Every night, up to the bathroom, back to bed, then waking again with that nagging urge. When I mentioned tart cherries, he looked puzzled but willing to try. Cherries are rich in anthocyanins, compounds that target the COX-2 enzyme, a key driver of inflammation. When COX-2 is overactive, it causes prostate swelling that makes urination difficult. By reducing COX-2 activity, cherries ease swelling and improve flow. Cherries are also one of the few natural sources of melatonin precursors, which regulate your sleep-wake cycle. This is a game changer. Restoring deeper sleep gives the body time to repair, balance hormones, and reset inflammation. Within 3 weeks of adding tart cherry juice to his routine, Harold was down to 1 or 2 bathroom trips per night instead of 5. Cherries support vascular health, improving circulation throughout the body, including the pelvic region. They also have a gentle diuretic effect, flushing toxins without depleting essential minerals. Incorporating cherries into your diet doesn't have to be complicated. When they're in season, fresh cherries are a delight. Just remember to remove the pits. In the off-season, frozen cherries retain most of their nutrients and flavor, and unsweetened tart cherry juice is an easy way to get a concentrated dose of their active compounds. I often recommend adding them to breakfast or blending them into a smoothie. For men concerned about sugar, tart cherries are naturally lower in sugar than sweet varieties, and choosing unsweetened juice can keep the impact on blood glucose minimal. What's most striking to me about cherries is how quickly some men feel the difference. While results vary, I've had patients report noticeable changes in urinary flow and nighttime comfort within days. For others, it's the improved sleep that they notice first, and everything else follows from there. Better mood, more energy, less tension. It's a reminder that the body's systems are interconnected. When one improves, it can set off a chain of positive changes elsewhere. Berries, the cellular protectors. When I think of berries, I remember mornings at my grandmother's table with bowls of fresh blueberries and raspberries. Back then, I only cared about the taste. I didn't know these little fruits carried some of nature's most potent medicines for a man's prostate. Berries defend the body from inflammation and oxidative stress. The prostate faces constant attack from free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells and fuel chronic inflammation. Berries' dense concentration of antioxidants, particularly anthocyanins and polyphenols, neutralize these free radicals. Each berry brings something special. Blueberries boost nitric oxide production, improving circulation to the pelvic region. Strawberries contain ellagic acid, which helps regulate abnormal cell growth. Raspberries provide ketones with anti-inflammatory effects. Blackberries offer tannins that strengthen connective tissue in the pelvic floor. I remember a patient named William, 72 years old, who came to me frustrated by constant urgency and fatigue. He felt like he was losing control over his body, and the frustration was starting to spill into his mood and relationships. Instead of adding more medication to his list, I suggested something simple. Start each morning with a handful of mixed berries: blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. 2 weeks later, he returned with a smile I hadn't seen before. The urgency had eased, his mind felt clearer, and his energy had improved. He told me it was like someone had flipped a switch inside him. Berries protect your heart by regulating blood pressure and improving blood vessel flexibility. They nourish your brain, protecting against age-related decline. They stabilize blood sugar levels, preventing energy crashes and inflammation. Berries are gentle on digestion and versatile. Eat them fresh, frozen, or steeped in water. A handful daily, about a cup, keeps antioxidants flowing through your bloodstream. Toss them into oatmeal, blend into smoothies, or eat alongside whole grain toast. There's something psychologically powerful about eating vibrant, colorful foods. It reinforces your sense of control over your health. When it tastes good, is easy to find, and works quietly to protect your systems, it becomes a cornerstone of your lifestyle. Watermelon, the fast-acting healer. There's something almost childlike about biting into ripe watermelon on a hot summer day. The sweetness, the cool juice, the instant refreshment. But what most men over 60 don't realize is that watermelon is one of the most powerful natural healers for the prostate. I've seen it work faster than almost anything else, sometimes bringing relief in less than a single day. The secret is lycopene, the pigment that gives watermelon its vibrant red color. Lycopene is a potent antioxidant with special affinity for the prostate. It calms chronic inflammation that keeps the glands swollen. Unlike many antioxidants, lycopene accumulates in the prostate, building a natural reserve of protection. One patient who will always stand out to me is Robert, a 68-year-old retired pilot. He came to me after years of dealing with frequent urination, weak flow, and the constant anxiety of wondering where the nearest bathroom was. Medications had given him partial relief, but the side effects left him feeling sluggish and foggy. I suggested something he didn't expect. Start every morning with a bowl of fresh watermelon paired with a small handful of almonds. Within 2 days, he called my office excited. "Doc, I don't know if it's in my head, but last night I only got up once." By the end of the week, he was sleeping through the night more often than not. Watermelon's magic is its combination of lycopene and hydration. Being over 90% water, it gently flushes the urinary tract without overburdening the kidneys. The water content refreshes, while lycopene soothes inflammation. Lycopene in watermelon is already in a form your body can process efficiently. When you pair it with healthy fat like nuts, seeds, or olive oil, you can triple absorption. This is why I recommend combining watermelon with nuts or adding flaxseed to smoothies. Improved pelvic circulation often brings another welcome change: better erectile function. When blood flow improves in one part of the pelvic region, everything benefits. Patients tell me they feel more alive, more confident, more like themselves again. Watermelon also supports cardiovascular health by protecting blood vessel lining, regulating blood pressure, and supporting muscle recovery. Adding watermelon to your diet couldn't be simpler. In season, choose a ripe melon that feels heavy for its size and has a creamy yellow spot where it rested on the ground. Cut it into cubes and store them in the fridge for easy access. Eat 2 to 3 cups in the morning, ideally after a glass of warm lemon water to prime your digestion and circulation. If cold foods bother you, let it sit at room temperature for 10 minutes before eating. And remember, consistency is key. Make it part of your daily routine, not just a once-in-a-while snack. What always amazes me is how quickly men notice changes when they start this habit. Some experience easier urination within the first day. Others see the improvement gradually over a week or two. But across the board, the combination of hydration, anti-inflammatory action, and nutrient density makes watermelon a standout in any prostate health plan. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Healing doesn't always begin in the pharmacy. Sometimes it begins in your kitchen, with a knife slicing into a ripe melon. It's proof that nature often provides what we need if we know where to look and how to use it. Conclusion. Gentlemen, we've walked through 5 of nature's most powerful allies for your prostate. Citrus to kickstart circulation and fight inflammation. Kiwi to flood your body with antioxidants and soothe from the inside out. Cherries to restore nightly rest and steady flow. Berries to guard your cells like a fortress. And watermelon to deliver fast, targeted relief with hydration and lycopene. These aren't exotic, hard-to-find remedies. They're simple, familiar fruits sitting in your grocery store, waiting to change the way you feel. Over my decades in practice, I've seen men who believed their best days were behind them. Men worn down by fatigue, nightly interruptions, and the quiet frustration of living around a swollen prostate completely turned things around. And more often than not, the turning point came from small, consistent changes, not dramatic medical interventions. 1 fruit in the morning, a handful of berries at lunch, a glass of tart cherry juice before bed. Day after day, the body responded. Inflammation eased, energy returned, and confidence slowly but surely came back. I share this with you not as theory, but as something I've witnessed in real lives over and over. Your body is not broken, and it hasn't given up on you. Those symptoms you've been living with are not a life sentence. They're signals asking for the right kind of support. So here's my challenge to you. Start tomorrow. Pick one of these fruits, make it part of your morning, and commit to it for a week. Notice the changes. Let them build. Your stronger chapter is waiting, and it can start with the simplest choice you'll make all day. The choice to give your body what it's been needing all along.